Welcome to Talent Pop Podcast, where we will provide tips and strategies for success in sales, networking, marketing, and business. We will be learning from real stories that will inspire you to unlock your potential, discover your talents, and develop the confidence to take action on your biggest dreams. We are focused on empowering women to connect their passions with their purpose to find true fulfillment. It's time to pop off, queens! Pop off, queens! Welcome, everybody. This is episode 2 of Talent Pop Podcast, and today we're going to be talking about something that I think is extremely important just for life, for business in general. It's really about finding your balance, just because, as women, you have so much going on. You're managing so many different things, whether you're single and you're managing a career and you're trying to get to that next level, or you're, a mom and you have multiple things going on, you're just juggling a lot. It can be really easy to get burned out, and I know we've all experienced that, and we're totally going to talk about that today. And it's also perfect timing because it's Women's History Month, so we're celebrating that. And I just think, there's so many inspiring women that have, we've seen throughout history just thrive and, become well-known for, whatever it is their area of expertise is. And I think that's important. I think, in order for you to get to your next level and to, become what you want to become, you have to take care of yourself. And so Megan is going to talk about that today. So Megan Stewart is our managing director of our Boston office. She's been instrumental in helping us, with Recruiter Boom, just growing our company, growing our team, finding amazing people, working with incredible clients, candidates, everything like that. So we're so excited. I think she's really mastered this, just finding this balance and just from, the physical part to the mental part and just tying everything together. So let's dive in.
Hi, guys. Thanks, Amanda, for the introduction. I think I'm still mastering it, but honestly, work-life balance is my favorite topic to talk about. I mean, coming from an agency, right off the bat, it was super fast-paced, and something I learned was speed and time management. But honestly, spending time for your well-being and yourself, whether it's exercising, journaling, like going out for a drink with friends, whatever it may be, has really helped me. So I know I used to exercise after work, whether it was like 5:30, but now I've switched to hot yoga before work.
That's interesting because I feel like that's what a lot of people want to know is like, kind of like maybe describe like your schedule and like even just trying out like what works for you. Because sometimes like, for me, it's like hard for me to get up in the mornings or whatever that may be. Like maybe describe like kind of like your perfect day. And what it looks like.
I would definitely say working out as soon as I wake up has been something that I really need to do to start the day. Because obviously with recruiting, we have our calendars booked and certain times closed off, and we're just running on a schedule. So I start the day, wake up, I have a 5-minute journal. I know I showed you.
I love this.
So it starts out with like a quote of the day, something positive, whatever it may be. And then I write down 3 things that would make the day great and 3 things that I want to get accomplished. And then what I'm, like an affirmation, what I'm grateful for. But I write in that. Takes 5 minutes and it sets my mind up for the day, which is the best.
Yeah.
And then I go to hot yoga at whether it's 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. And that way I'm like, they do like, you guys know how it is at Core Power or whatever it may be, but they set your intentions for the day, relieve all stress, and get an amazing sweat because the room's like 98 degrees.
Yeah.
And then I go home, shower, get ready for the day, put some music on, which really helps me set the tone.
Yep.
And I walk in the office and get ready to do everything. Crush the day and talk to clients and candidates.
I want to add too, like Megan, this isn't just like just anyone working, typical like workday. Like Megan has had incredible success. This past year, so we just came back from our Success Club trip. She won Boomer Biller of the Year, which is like, she's brought in incredible amounts of business. So it's just like, it's amazing to me when you think somebody with that level of success is like, you think they're just totally burnt out, grinding, like what does that look like? And to see her like happy and thriving, like this is what I feel like people want in their lives, you know? And so it's not easy. Like, I think about this, it's like, it's not going to be easy to get up and like, but you've kind of like, it almost seems like you've trained yourself to kind of do these things, or maybe you're just used to it, or like just the fact that you've been able to like find this journal and it's only 5 minutes. I feel like that's the stuff that's, if you can do it and you can do it every day, that's what's going to make the difference. It's not like something you do once in a while. It's intentional. Yeah.
And it's every day before I start the day, and then also when I go to bed, which is so easy. But I bought the journal for my friends and people in my life who are like, I'm not a morning person. And honestly, I am. I have the most energy between like 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. when I get the most stuff done. But I mean, it's really helped like set my intentions and mindset for the day. So I'm ready to go in all aspects.
Do you feel like it was tough for you? I guess like the first time, like maybe thinking back to when like, or I guess maybe before, like rolling out of bed, or did you have like a feeling of dread, or like how, like maybe walk us through just in case there's somebody like struggling with that, that concept.
I would say I never really like had too much of a routine, which I'd wake up at 8 or like be sprinting around the house, getting ready for work, like not really organized. So I feel like if I don't start my morning a little bit earlier, like whether it's going for a walk, yoga, cycling, whatever class may be, I'm sort of all over the place, like mentally, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
So, like letting energy out like that really helps. Listening to a podcast about like positivity, or sitting down, having breakfast with myself, having a coffee, making myself a smoothie. Really just like not rushing. Like I like to sort of have time to set the day up and get ready and take things slow, because even in business and as women, we're doing a million things every day and have a ton of boxes to check off and calendars, and it's just all regimented. So if you could spend the mornings or whatever time with yourself, whether it's reading a book or listening to music, it's like that's my favorite time of the day. And
I love that.
So important and crucial.
So take us through kind of like the work day too. So in terms of like structuring your day, because I know like even as recruiters, or if you're in sales or whatever that maybe, it can get really busy and just like stressful. So do you have any like tips in terms of, I guess, keeping yourself organized? Like, so say you have your whole morning routine down, you do everything, you get to work, you're feeling really good. Like what happens next? Like in your work day that you're like, stay organized?
I would say I write a lot of things down in the book and organizer you guys gave me. But I mean, as you know, things get thrown at us constantly.
That's true.
So being flexible, like moving things around, honestly, it's like you never really know who can call you or what falls through or whatever it may be. But I would just say like rolling with the punches is being able to spin multiple plates. Like, things aren't always going to go your way, but just moving on and knowing you can control what you can control.
Yeah, you're really good at that. I know I've come to you like multiple times because I used to really get like emotional, right? When somebody wouldn't take a job, or like I would feel very like personally affected. Like, you know, my emotions were hard to control. So I feel like talking with you, I think you had kind of been there, done that, and like been through this, and you kind of like program yourself through all of this in a way. And so I felt like
it's hard. It doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah. It's not easy. And that's a process too. And that's something I feel like I've gotten better at.
Oh,
it's
totally.
Just realizing like life is going to go on, you know, like everyone's going to move on. It's going to be okay. But in the moment, things feel like they're flipping upside down. But it's like, I think that's a huge point too, is like, it's that grit. It's am I going to pick myself up, or am I going to just lay on the floor or cry, roll up in a ball and cry all day? And it's like, you have to, like, you know, the first episode we talked about, it's like drawing that line in the sand. Like, what am I going to do? And every day is a choice.
Definitely.
And it's like with you, like waking up, like it's intentional. I'm waking up. I'm doing this. I'm setting my day up, and I want to have success.
And some days are harder than others. I will not lie to everyone. Like this morning, I was telling Amanda, I was like, I could not get out of bed, and I took that extra 5 minutes, and I was like, all right, I know I'm going to feel great. I know I'm going to set myself up for success, and I have a ton going on today. So if I could take this hour and just like
For yourself.
For myself,
yeah.
I know I'm going to be happy. And then I left yoga and I'm like, I did it. And you know, I'm like
yeah.
ready for any challenge or anything that comes my way. But I feel like a lot of women and people should hear that, because it's definitely hard, but it's like coaching yourself. Like, how will I feel? I've never been like, come out of yoga or workout class like, I wish I didn't do that. Yeah, like I had a good sweat and release endorphins, and now I feel like I can take on anything.
Definitely.
But no, some certain deals or things that fall through, it does seem like the end of the world. But like you said, it's like you just have to move on.
And I think too, so like
easier said than done.
It's so true. Yeah, it's a practice. And I think so. Okay, so through the workday, recruiting, especially sales, I mean, this is like an around the clock job.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you go home and, you know, you got to respond to that text message and you got to set that call up for the next day. Yeah. So it's like, that is also something I feel like you kind of have to get used to. And like, it's definitely different from, like, I came from corporate marketing and it was like, okay, 9 to 5 and then you leave. And this job is different. So I think it can be even more challenging for like women who are in sales and recruiting to manage that schedule and to be able to like turn things off. Like, do you have any tips on, because I feel like you're good at saying, drawing a line and saying, okay, I have done this. I feel really good about what I did. And you're not going to drop anything else, of course, but like being able to like close your laptop and saying, this is what I'm doing for myself. And that's like, that's really cool to watch, because not everyone can do that. They're just stressed out and they're like, well, I need to do more and more and more.
Well, it's honestly like putting your best foot forward for candidates who need your help. You know what I mean? It's like, if I'm in a bad mood or had a rough call, whatever it may be, it's like, I want to help this person and be the best version of myself. So if I'm not 100% there, I'll be like, hey, let's chat tomorrow. You know what I mean? It's like we all have the same 24 hours in a day, but if I'm not like fully energized and ready to talk to someone that's like a referral or an awesome person, so I'm like, let's connect tomorrow at like, I'm free between 10 to 11, whatever it may be. But honestly, unplugging after work, like I'll put my phone on Do Not Disturb and take a bath or whatever, read a book, whatever it may be. But it's so hard sometimes. I mean, you know how it is if you're closing a deal, like, don't get me wrong, obviously I'm going to answer a late night call or email if it is
you have to.
Yeah, if I have to. But when I don't have to, I will put my phone on Do Not Disturb, like put it across the room, and it just feels so good. I'm like mentally like, I can relax, I can chill, and then pick back up where everything is tomorrow. You know what I mean? It's not the end of the world.
Totally. Yeah. I feel like so much of this is mental, like keeping your mental game on.
Yeah.
And like, I think the habits, like physically, it's like, okay, well, I have these habits, but it's what it does for you mentally that makes you able to like thrive and like wake up the next day. And like, and I think like with habits, right, it gets easier. Like in the beginning, it feels very difficult. Like, even for me coming back from vacation, like I love fitness, like you, like it's an important part of my schedule and I need to fit it in somehow because I realize I'm just a better person and I'm happier. But coming back from vacation, it was hard because I did take a few days off, and I think that's okay. And for me, like, I feel like learning that it's okay to do those things.
And it's whatever works for you too. Like you can take a few days off. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, you feel better though when you have that routine, like you're eating healthy, you're working out, but it's like, you have to have fun and time to yourself too.
Yes.
To really enjoy it.
And I think what you're saying too, like with the 24 hours in a day, like I was thinking about this and trying to apply it to like motherhood. And like, there were times where my kids would say like, come read a story with me at night. And I would be like, oh, I really want to, but I was like on my phone. And then I realized like what's important. And I think you're just constantly prioritizing. And I realized that like, I'm going to be happier. They're going to be happier if I can put my phone down and I can give them that time, that intentional time. And I think you notice that too, like with your friends, like you have a lot of relationships. And while my relationships may be like with my children and just really developing those, I think it's like that intentional time and like that energy, like pouring it into them. And I noticed that with you and like your friends and how you have such close friends and how you've been able to keep those friends doing like managing the schedule. And I feel like that's how I feel with my kids. It's like, okay. And at first it was hard for me to like step away from work, but now I'm like, oh, I really enjoy, because they're only little for so long. And I really enjoy like reading with them and just, you know, and taking that time. So
no, I think you do such a good balance of that. And I'm not a mother, but I think you thrive. You're not just surviving, you're thriving. But
Thank you.
I want to give 100% to my friends or whoever it may be, friends, family. But if I'm checking my texts or my emails, they're like, Megan, unplug. And I'm like, all right, shut my brain off. Now I'm fully focused and family and friends. But
Definitely.
I mean, it's hard, but knowing that you don't like hang out with your kids throughout the day and things like that, it's like you deserve to have that time for yourself and them.
Yep.
So I feel like having like that balance of work and fun, it's so easy to get caught up in the emails and being on the phone, but it's like they deserve that time, and you do too. So
totally, yeah. And I feel like we try to do that like internally too, like with Recruiter Boom, like our company. It's like we know that people are working really hard, but like we're also humans, and we like to have fun. We want to have fun, and we want to celebrate when things are going really well, and people deserve that. Like you can't forget about yourself, because I just think you just go in it's easy to get in that downhill spiral, and it's important, I think, to have like colleagues and people around you and support that they're going to be able to, like, you can go to them and you can say like, I'm having a rough time or whatever it may be, because we're human. Like, this happens. We're not happy all the time. We don't want to get up and jump out of bed every day.
Yeah.
And, like, it's,
I know. People are like, you're such a morning person. How do you have so much energy? But it's like, I've worked through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've been like trial and error, like what works best for me. Like some people are night owls. It's whatever it may be. But I've been burnt out. I've worked till like 7 or 8 p.m. and it's like, that's not fun mentally for me. And it's like, to have that spirit, mind, and body all connected, it's like that's when I know I'm the best version of myself for me and our team and company. So why not do what feels good?
Absolutely. So like, okay, so through the workday, and then tell me about like your like winding down at night. Like, because I feel like, you can get home from work and people still feel stressed. They feel like, okay, like, what else do I have to do? Or it's hard to sometimes disconnect. Do you have any tips for, just kind of winding down?
I would just say unplug, like put your phone away. I do not disturb all the time now. Like if I'm cooking dinner or hanging out with a friend, I'll leave my phone upstairs and go downstairs and spend quality time, like hanging out with a friend or making dinner. But I mean, it's tough, but it's like, you see how much time we spend on our laptops and phones. It's like you can put it away for a little to feel good.
That's so true.
And honestly, I go to bed so early now when I'm doing the morning workout classes. Yeah. My roommates were like, "You're a grandmother," but I know I need like 8 hours of sleep, or I just will be grumpy when I wake up.
Is so important.
Yeah. So going to bed early and honestly just unwinding a little bit earlier to.
I know that helps me too. Like, I like to do like a cup of tea at night.
Yeah. I love tea.
I don't know, just something like you reach for something that just makes you feel like, calm. Yeah. And like relax. And like you said, unplugging I think is really good. Yeah. But yeah, we were talking about that, like just habits, right? It's like drinking water and like eating healthy, and like you hear these things, but when you truly do it, you do feel the difference. And it's like, it's that intentional decision of like, how do I want to feel?
And it's those thoughts when you wake up in the morning, you're like, all right, I'm going to have a great day. Like, I'm going to do this. Like, you just have to tell yourself, and you will. You know what I mean?
Do you do like affirmation? Because I've heard like, some people like look in the mirror and say like, like I'm confident or whatever it is. Like you want to.
I have like quotes in my room and stuff like that. But the affirmations in my journal every day. It's like, I am confident. I am powerful. But I feel like a lot of women, it's like, it's really helped me. And it's like to know how far you've come. And like how much you're still growing. Like I still learn new things every day, and we're teaching interns and new folks who come in, and it's like they teach me a ton, and it's like we're constantly evolving and growing. That's a great part.
And I think like teaching them beyond, like you can teach skills, right? But if they don't have like the habits or the attitude, right? It's like not just about like your ability. It's like it's about being able to apply everything. But if you can't wake up in the morning and you can't make it to work, then how are you going to, apply it and get to your next level?
I know. There's certain things you can teach, and then stuff like that, you're like,
But as we know, you can work on it. And you can get better. So if people are struggling with this, it's just apply. I would say like, and you can chime in too. It's like don't tackle it all at once and say, I'm going to go to hot yoga and wake up early.
I'm like this. This didn't happen overnight.
It's got to be sustainable, and it's got to be like baby steps, I think.
Still learning, still growing.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's what we're all about.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Megan. I think this has been just inspiring and just so helpful for everybody that, just needs to kind of figure out that balance, and that knowing that, like, don't put too much pressure on yourself. It's a journey. We're constantly learning, growing, and becoming better. So
step by step.
Step by step, absolutely. So, we're going to be continuing to talk about topics like this. I think going forward, just whether it's marketing, branding, how to put yourself out there in social media, doing things like this, and stepping out of your comfort zone and talking about topics that are really important to you and have helped you have success. I think like Megan, it's gonna be great. So make sure you tune in to our next episode, and we're so excited to have you guys. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you, guys.